with us we have a very special guest who is an RJ, DJ and a great public speaker. It's none other than our Jimmy Tangree. Welcome to our Time Capsule podcast, sir.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure being out here.
Great. So, sir, to start with, I'd like to go back to your teenage or childhood years.
Okay.
Basically, time travel in those years. And I'd like to know that, was this one of your dreams to become an RJ?
I mean, those days I don't think the concept of RJ was really there.
Yeah.
It was called anchor or whatever. No, it was never my dream.
Okay.
And when I was young, I was more into action. I was into these air sports rifles. I wanted to be in the army. I came from a business family, so I kind of was very adventurous and very go-getting. But it was never my dream to become an RJ. But yes, if I remember in class 5, 6, 7, I loved music. I used to listen to a lot of radio. I listened to a lot of music.
Okay.
But it was never there. Yeah, music connected se kuch karu ya RJ banu ya DJ. Never. It was never there basically.
So how did you get onto that path? I mean,
I got into RJing. Okay, let me start this way. I got into DJing by mistake.
Mistake?
Mistake.
Okay.
This goes way back to 1983. My late father was a member of Calcutta Swimming Club. I'm also a member there. And Saturday nights they used to have the jam session. So I used to go there on Saturday nights. I was in class 10 that time. I got my first motorcycle when I just finished my ICSE. So I used to go there every Saturday night to listen to music, and it was great. Then suddenly on one Saturday, the DJ playing, those days they used to play on cassettes.
Yeah.
The DJ playing had a bit too much, and while the music was going on, he fell asleep.
Okay.
The music stopped. And I still remember the entertainment committee chairman, she was a lady. And she called me and said, Jimmy, why don't you start DJing from next Saturday? So I said, I've got no idea about DJing. Yeah, I really don't know how to DJ, She said, you like music? I said, yeah, I like music. She said, start from next Saturday. So I said, why not?
Yeah.
And next Saturday I came to Calcutta Swimming Club. I had 6 audio cassettes, which was my world of music. And there was a Cosmic cassette deck, a Sonodyne cassette deck, a Cosmic amplifier, and 4 Cosmic speakers. No high-tech equipment. 6 audio cassettes, that was my world of music. And that Saturday night, I just started playing music. And I started my DJing career. It was February 1983.
Damn.
Now, RJ.
Yeah.
Now let's get, so when I started DJing, I could speak, but not properly. I was very tense, I was very nervous. So I still remember when I started DJing, there used to be about 3-4 couples every Saturday night. So over a couple of months, by the time, India won the World Cup in '83, post that, about a year, the crowd started building up. At one point of time, you used to have 300-400 people,
Yeah.
On the floors of the Calcutta Swimming Club. And then I also got into the Josh, and then the club decided, let's get a high-tech Pioneer system for the disco, which had a mixer and a mic. So that's how it got me into playing cassettes and doing a little mixing, but I still couldn't speak. So जब mic आ चुके हैं, तो one day I remember it was a Saturday night, there was the May Queen Ball, which was at the club.
Okay.
It was going to be a big night. So I said, नहीं मुझे बात ही करना है, I must try to talk. Because I used to listen to a lot of radio, Australia, Radio Kuwait, BBC, Voice of America. And when I said, these guys speak so well, so why can't I? So I still remember that night, I put in a cassette, got the song ready, another song was playing, and I kind of played the next song. I was so tense, I was so nervous. I announced the wrong song, my hand was shaking, the mic fell off, and that's how I started my talking stage basically. Yeah. While that was going in '94, I suddenly got a call from a gentleman saying, hey, would you like to do radio? So I said, I've never done radio. So he said, no, we've heard you speak and you speak well. By that time I had started talking well, rapping, engaging with the crowd and doing a lot. So I said, okay, when you guys start, let me know. And I remember in February 1994, I joined Times FM as a freelance RJ. No idea. In July 26th, 1994, the first private FM broadcast I did, because that time private FM used to broadcast from the studios of All India Radio, all the private FM stations. So I still remember at 6, my show was at 7 a.m. called Time Out, and I went at 6 a.m. 1 hour early. So it was all double Dutch, there were cassette players, DATs, huge to the CD players, etc., there. So there was an engineer from Delhi. So I asked him, I said, "Kya karna yaar?" He said, "Just pick up the slider and talk." So I said, "Okay." So at the top of the hour, there's a station song which plays out, which is for 20 seconds, 30 seconds. So it played out, and I remember I put up the slider, and I don't know what are the first two words I said. I said, "Good morning." I don't remember what exactly I said, but I didn't realize my voice was so powerful. Suddenly the VU meters went to the red, the mixer tripped, the transmission tripped, because it got overloaded with the audio control, and I was off air for 1 minute after saying two words. That's how I started.
Okay. So like in that RJ period when you were hosting live shows.
I've always been hosting. Even today I'm hosting live
exactly.
shows. Yeah,
so you do get on calls all the
lots
time.
of calls, yeah.
Yeah. So tell me one funny story and one weird story you got in that live show.
Oh, there are a lot of stories.
The best one. Like the best funny story and the best weird story which you thought like what is happening right now?
I got a call from a girl, and she said, I asked her, "Okay, so what are you doing?" She said she was in class 12. So, and all live callers, So, it's not that you record and play it, you control.
Yeah, obviously it's live, yeah.
So the first thing she said that, you've got a very ... voice.
Okay.
I would love to meet you, and I think I want you to be my life partner. So I said, I do appreciate, you feeling very close to me. So I thought I'll, slightly
turn off the
avoid, So I said, by the way, I'm 85 years old. So she turned around and told me, just imagine how. She said, that's just a number. It's okay. Let's catch up. Yeah. So I kept it at that, and then I changed the topic and asked her, what's your favorite song?
Yeah.
And she spoke about her favorite song. And then I said, again I went back, I made a mistake by saying, what's your message? The message was for you only. I just wanted to talk to you. But I said, it's really a pleasure. And she said, no, but when are we meeting? I said, when we meet, we'll meet. But thank you so much for calling, and do appreciate the way you get across, because it's very, very important to respect the listener, whoever he or she is. I've got calls from security guards. I've got a call from a rickshawala when radio was launched. Yeah. So you respect everybody, whoever it may be. I've got call from one of the top industrialists while he was driving down in his car. Gave a call into the radio. So you get calls from a lot of people, but I think whoever they are, you need to spread the right message. You need to give the right feel, and you always need to make people happy. That's it. Yeah. I mean, the sad point is that a lot of people think they are God gifts on earth.
Yeah.
I've got a great voice, so I am the most. I think that's the last thing everyone should do. Be humble, down to earth, do what you love what you do, enjoy it, and you'll be successful. That's the way I believe in.
Okay. So, coming back to your story about how you started, you told me that you were quite nervous when you were starting as an RJ. Like your hands were shaking.
No. I said when the first time I spoke while DJing.
Yeah.
That was
the first time you held the mic.
Yeah, first time it's okay. It's very normal. It's if you don't get nervous, there's something wrong.
Okay. So like even just to flex it a little, even I am the rep of the public speaking collective of my college.
Excellent.
And this podcast host is there. So even I have my theories for boosting your confidence or enhancing the public speaking skills. But I want to know your point of view, that how do a person, like for my audience, that how should they work upon their public speaking skills? Because if those skills are very sharp, you can pull off anything in your life. If you want to become anything, you need to have great public speaking skills and some immense confidence to do anything. So like what are your tips to the audience?
See, first of all, each individual has got a different style. Each individual, the way they think, the way they come across, the sense of nervousness is different. So,
definitely.
See, I would say, first of all, you want to develop yourself. Don't worry whether it's left or right. Practice a lot. Very, very important. If you can't speak English properly, read a lot of books in your room or in a quiet ambience, aloud. If you read a lot of novels, first of all, you kind of get into the proficiency of talking. You know, vocabulary correct, pronunciations correct, but you've got to do a lot of it. That's the basics. Okay. Secondly is that everybody getting on stage holding a mic gets tense for the first time.
Yeah.
So don't worry, it's very normal and natural. If you don't get tense for the first time, I would say there's something wrong. You know, you may not show it, but you do get tense.
Yeah.
It's very normal. But I'll say the more you practice, the more you hold the mic, the more you talk, start talking with 3 friends in front, then make the audience bigger. If you're in a debating society, have 30, 40 people in front. Learn how to sit and do adda with your friends and talk a lot.
Yeah.
Don't just take the phone and, you know, your friend is sitting near you and you're WhatsApping your communication to the friend. The more you speak, the more you talk, the more you engage, the more you interact, the more you kind of feel confidence of yourself. That's the way you're going to do it.
So, like you said, you really loved your music throughout. Okay. How important music is in your life?
Music is very important because music sets the mood for anything.
How does it help you? Like for me, I would say that if you have listened to those songs, obviously, Kun Faya Kun, or songs like Coke Studio, so those songs really heal a part which not any human can.
Let me tell you,
Yeah.
not just those songs. Every song, as I said, it depends on individuals.
Yeah, obviously.
Their choice.
Yeah,
But music actually takes you into another world.
that's true. Yeah.
You're feeling low, you listen to a song, you may just get into a high.
Yeah.
Okay, you're feeling happy, you want to share the moment with your friends, you plug in some song, and 5 of you all start dancing.
Yeah.
So I think music sets the mood, music gets you into an emotional tangent,
Yeah.
music makes you happy, music makes you also express. You want to propose to a girl, you don't know how to say it, the song will say it for you. There's so much about it, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, you can express your love for someone with words, with flowers, or with music.
Yeah.
And music is the easiest because songs and different songs have various lyrics. It could be that's what friends are for, to your friends. It could be nothing's going to change my love for you, for the girl or the guy.
Yeah.
You know, it could be happy because we are all feeling happy. I mean, music is a universal language. It doesn't prevent expressions at all. Yeah.
Okay. So, as important music is for one's life, we also know that you are a nature lover.
Yeah, I love animals.
Yeah.
I do love animals because I find them very cute.
Okay.
Many a time I find them better than humans, though they can't express and talk.
Yeah.
But
I think that's the best part.
Their body language speaks it all. If you ever have to be in a jungle, I mean, don't do it.
Yeah, never.
But if you treat an animal right, it's never going to harm you. The problem is that the minute we see something, we get scared, we start screaming, we start running, and they think that you're attacking them or you're going to harm them, they charge at you. You know, but I strongly feel that any living thing, human beings, animals, creatures, everyone should be treated with respect. Everyone should be cared for. We don't bother. You know, we feel animals are chalo yaar. गाड़ी में लग गया तो उड़ा दो, रास्ता पार कर रहा है full speed जाओ. You may stop for a person crossing, but you may not stop for an animal crossing. You know, if you're going at big speed, we just chalo chhod yaar, let's niklo. So I think it's very, very important that every living thing, you know, has got a feeling.
Yeah, definitely.
Respect it, you know.
So now it's time to talk about our theme, which means bridging the gaps between Gen Z and Millennials. And when we had a talk before, you said that our generation is very fast-paced. Why do you think so?
Let me tell you. I'll give you a small example.
Okay.
I took an interview of someone, and the person came for the interview. I'll just take one example. Okay. So I said, "What's your dream?
Yeah.
What do you want to do? You know, go getting, etc." So we don't talk about our subject. We talk about the person, how the person, what the person. The person said, "My dream is to become the president in 1 year." So generally, everybody's running up the ladder, not climbing up the ladder. Very, very important. If you really want to be successful in life, slow and steady wins the race. You try putting a straight ladder like this, put it against the wall, say and try running up it. There's a chance you'll slip. Walk up it slowly and you'll reach right to the top and you'll be firm. So it's good to be aggressive, it's good to be fast, but it's also good to be mature and sensible. You know, for all of us who've gone through so much, you know, in the showbiz world, it takes time. That's one thing. So I feel the Gen Z is a little bit too hyperactive.
Okay.
You know, if they want to get into something, they have to do it fast. 2 साल नहीं करना है यार, 1 साल में मुझे खत्म करना है कि 6 महीना मुझे ये बनना है. It doesn't happen. You have to give things its time. Even a kid takes 9 months to be born. You can't expect a kid to come out in 2 months. Let's face facts. That is nature. You plant a seed. It takes plant to grow. Now you can't plant a seed, put water and say, yaar parso chalo, ug jayega. So I'm saying is damn good. I really love the attitude because they are aware, they are go-getting, they are more sensible, they've got a lot of knowledge, much more than what we had in our young age in terms of through the net or whatever. But I'm saying is be mature, sensible, and I always say slow and steady wins the race. I've got no hassle about going fast.
Yeah.
You know, but where you need to go fast, that's the
judge
point
that.
to think of, you know.
Because even I have an assumption, suppose if we see someone who has accomplished something in our age, suppose if I'm 20 and I'm watching someone who is also of my age and he has got, for example, 1 million subscribers, or he is earning currently 1 lakh per month. So I see that maybe our generation gets a little insecure that what am I doing right now? I need to work hard for that, and that's when the hustle culture comes in. That we work so hard in a very fast way that we expect that now we should get the results because that person also got it.
I want to ask you one thing is,
Yeah.
are you living for yourself or you're living for the other person?
I'm living for myself. I'm just
Absolutely.
talking about the...
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying. So each individual should realize it's I
Yeah.
who has to make it. It's I who has to rise up. How much I can do, when can I do it, how can I do it? I have my positives, I have my limitations. So live your passion, do what you love,
Then be original.
and believe in yourself.
Okay.
Because every person has got something or some talent which they need to develop, and you can, who knows, that person has got 2 million followers, you may have 5 million followers.
Okay, so apart from the fast-paced generation, what is one problem millennials have for Gen Z and how do you expect us to solve it?
One problem millennials have for Gen Z.
Yeah. Maybe something they don't like about this generation, and how do you...
No, there's nothing I don't like about this generation. But the only,
general, I mean,
the only
you
thing
talk
is,
to
the
people.
only thing is, don't be too free and too fast. F and F.
Okay.
It's good to know, it's good to experiment, it's good to do, but know what is right and wrong.
But until and unless we do it, how are we going to know it's right
No.
or wrong?
There are certain things you know. Like for example, I'll give a small example. You socially drink, it's okay. But because you socially drink,
Yeah.
you know, it's become a style to hold a glass and have something. It's become a style, yes, absolutely. Green tea, okay. It's become a style to smoke.
Yeah.
Take all the good things in life, adapt to it, be, you know, go-getting, have everything go-getting attitude. There are things in life, yes, I always tell people, till you don't try it, you'll never know. Even if you try one puff, that doesn't mean you start puffing 10 a day. Even if you have, say, a drink, that doesn't mean you drink every night.
Yeah.
A lot of Gen Z, I think, current trend hai to chal karna padega, which I think is wrong. See, fashion statement is your statement. You know, just because Ranbir Singh has a hairstyle, so people start following him. It's okay. Follow your idol. But at the end of the day, you is you. You have to decide what hairstyle makes you look best. You have to decide what clothes make you stand out. You have to decide what you like eating. You know, just because all your friends are having the fast food burgers, you know, if you don't have that and if you have pure vegetarian at the side, you will feel, you know, I'll be disregarded.
Yeah.
So don't worry about that. It's your life. Have 10 friends, but have 10 good friends. Don't have 100 friends, out of which 90 say, yeah, chhod yaar, baatcheet kar leta hai. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
I always say, don't worry about what people say. Worry about what you think. And worry about what your minus points are and how you can improve it. You know what you are, you know what you can do, you know what you are doing, you also know whether it's right or wrong. Andar ka andar. So I think that's what's very, very important. Gen Z is very mature in terms of knowing everything. But when it comes to maturity in handling it, I think a lot of work has to be done. I'm not saying everything, but certainly.
Okay. So now it's time for our final segment,
Okay.
which we call 3 things. So I'll give a statement and you have to list 3 things about it and keep it as short as possible.
Okay.
The first one would be 3 reality checks in life.
3 reality checks in life.
Yeah.
And I have to give it in order.
No, not an order. It can be in any order. Like I said.
Know yourself.
Okay.
Very important. Secondly is be humane.
Okay.
You know, you wouldn't like people to treat you
Yeah.
in XYZ way, so you should be treating people in XYZ way. And be kind and loving to living beings.
Okay. 3 things you wish you could change in our society.
First point, I would love people, everybody, to be healthy and happy.
Okay.
All of them. Because if you're healthy, you will be more energetic, you will work well.
Yeah.
If you're healthy, you'll be happy. If you're healthy and happy, you'll be successful. That's the mantra.
Okay.
But I would love this country to be totally off poverty. There should not be any poverty, forget about the country, there should not be any poverty in the world. Because I feel the basics of roti, kapda or makan,
Yeah.
you know, along with education is for everyone. No matter whether you're a crorepati or no matter whether you're absolutely down. But there is possibility with the kind of wealth this world has and the kind of expenses it filters in various other areas, I think it can be done. But at the end of the day, there has to be a will for a way.
It's
So
a long way to
important.
go actually.
It's a long way, but it can be done.
Yeah.
And if I had my way, I would do it right now.
Okay.
I would love there to be either a medicine or a cure for disease like cancer,
Yeah.
various disease which takes so much of people away from us. Maybe just one tablet you have,
Yeah, I think it's
and,
been made by
and
the,
you're healthy and happy.
in
Literally.
in that.
You know, I would love to have just one tablet and I'm disease free.
These skills one must know to grow in life.
Okay. Communication is very, very important. Present of mind. What happens is, many times we panic and there's no presence of mind कि यार ये हो गया, मुझे सोचना पड़ता है. Very, very important. Like me, many times I just rush into things without realizing, and that can actually change things or get it to the worst,
Yeah.
and the worst can become the worst. So one has to be very, very careful. And I don't know whether I should call this a skill, but I again come back to that word of empathy. It's a human character.
Yeah.
If you have empathy in any profession, in any work, you will always stop and listen to someone's point of view. You will always respect that thought, even if it's not going to work. And even if it's not going to work, you will empathetically explain to the person. Just because you're the boss, chalne wala nahi hai. See, what happens is, if you've got a lot of empathy within yourself in terms of being kind and being considerate,
Definitely.
you know, you will rise up, people will respect you, you will get work easily done. You know, work will be easily done, and that's what's very important here. And these are some of the basics. There's so many points here.
Yeah. Okay. So the last one would be 3 hacks to persuade a person.
3 hacks to persuade a person.
Yeah.
I strongly believe, you know, when you tell a person to do this, or ye karna hai, wo karna hai, first of all, you have to lead the way.
Okay.
Now, if I get the meaning of hack, I don't mean arm twisting.
Yeah. Yeah.
But today, if I ask my team to do this, I do it first. So if the boss can do it, and I'm asking them to do it, they can't say, yaar, nahi hoga. Okay. Secondly, logic is that persuading people is, if you have to persuade people, you should never be harsh.
Yeah.
You know, you should always put yourself in that person's place and converse with that person. Strong tactics कर सकता मैं boss को करना है नहीं तो निकलो.
The first point was that you need to
follow
do it first.
Yes.
Yeah.
See, so very difficult here. You know, I look at every situation.
Yeah.
You know, each situation demands another solution. Depending on who you are talking to. If I'm talking to an industrialist, it will be a different kind of persuasion, different way of persuasion. If I'm talking to a colleague, it will be a different way. Okay, but I always strongly believe that if you respect someone, you will get the respect, and if you respect someone, they will listen to you. It's very, very important. They may be wrong, they may have their point of view, but I think it's very, very important to listen. Generally, we don't listen; we just jump into it. Yeah, nahi hoga. Nahi, chodo yaar, mat bol, nahi hoga. Listen to the person. When you listen to the person, 50% of your problem is solved there. And then persuading the person is much more easier. So I feel, see, these are not कि यार arm twisting tactics करो, खेला होबे करो, सब नहीं होगा. That's not genuine. There are ways to play around, to arm twist people.
Yeah.
And I think basically is, as I said, communication, how you talk, how you respect the other. As a leader,
Leading
you
the
do
pack.
it and lead, and people will follow you.
Yeah.
Secondly is that, remember, everyone comes up with an idea. In a brainstorming session, or in what is today, business is also all about new ideas coming up, how to get things done. Out of 10 ideas, you know that only one is workable.
That's true.
You lead from the front, people will follow you. Thirdly, any solution should not be discarded. But kya faltu baat kar rahe ho? Never. It is respecting the other person. If you are telling me something which you firmly believe, and I just push you aside, say, what rubbish you're talking. You may not say it in front of me, but under, you will feel bad. Secondly, next time, when you want an idea and you have a brilliant, you may not even come and tell me. Pata nahi yaar, fir humko down kar dega. So these are the small areas which I feel, as individuals, if we get across, if we do, we can persuade a lot of people, that too politely, sweetly,
Make a better
and
world.
positively.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. So that's the end of our Time Capsule podcast.
Great.
Thank you, sir, for coming. It was
That was
clear.
nice. Yeah, it was so nice being out here. So well done, so professionally done.
Thank
And
you,
I
sir.
really appreciate, in our days, we could never even think of doing this. You guys are rocking it. You're creating podcasts, and that is not just, a mobile phone, but cameras, a full sound unit. I think you're having a Vegas or some software recording the audio, which is amazing. Generally, what happens is a lot of audio gets recorded into the camera.
Yeah.
And then it's played out. So you have a camera audio, you have that audio, then you must be sitting, editing, syncing. Wow. Well, congratulations to you and your team, and I think a great job done. And it was really a pleasure being here.
Thank you, sir.